tomorrow the hearing will end. After that, a particular panel will deliver its verdict on this particular drug. Somewhere down the road, maybe 6 weeks later, Commissioner of the FDA will give a final ruling on this particular drug. And at that point, either these women will have access to this drug or they will be denied. If they are denied, it is in essence a death sentence.
Well, listen up, you Americans. Grab your pencils and grab your pens. Time to join the fight for Avastin. Time to remind them in Washington that a dangerous medical decision should be left to a patient, a physician, not some medical politician. May or may not be listening. For all we know, they might be out fishing.
I'm in front of the FDA headquarters in Silver Spring, Maryland. This morning there's a protest in front of the FDA because today a panel here is going to be taking testimony on whether or not it should continue its approval of a drug for the use with breast cancer patients. Now, earlier there was a protest where there was a mass of people with signs and bullhorns, and there was actually a musician, and they tried to get entrance or access to the FDA, and they were stopped by Homeland Security police. There were about 7 Homeland Security police cars. There were 2 Montgomery County, Maryland Sheriff Department police cars, and there were also people from the FDA who are taking pictures and videos. Right now, these protesters are going to be boarding a bus to the Capitol where they're going to lobby and advocate for their drug and its continued use on Capitol Hill.
Told us now we cannot continue to take. I was in remission for 7 months. I took Avastin with my chemo and stopped treatment. 7 months later, my cancer recurred in my liver and my brain. And since March of 2010, I started chemo with Avastin again. And within 3 months, I was back in remission. I've continued on Avastin alone since August and clear scans. The FDA is claiming that the survival isn't extended on this drug, but I'm here to say that it is.
The FDA had been extremely uncaring through this entire process, that there were and are a category of women called super responders who are doing really, really well on the drug, and that they needed to keep this drug in place, at the very least, for those who are doing well on it.
For at least the super responders?
Absolutely, yes.
And what was the feedback that you got from the people on the panel or their staff?
Oh, there was no feedback today. They would not comment at all. But we will have to wait till tomorrow afternoon to see what the outcome is. Although the outcome should not be in any doubt, because 5 of the 6 panelists have already voted on Avastin before, and they voted negatively. So this is a stacked panel. This is a kangaroo court. This is a show trial.
We don't know what's going to happen next. There'll be more testimony, and the FDA panel will be making its recommendation tomorrow to the FDA leadership, and then in a matter of days or weeks, the FDA leadership will make a final decision whether or not Avastin will stay on label or off label. If it stays on label, then government programs and insurance companies will continue to pay for this treatment that, at least with some people, has been shown to be effective. If they take it off label, the drug will still exist. It will still be a legal drug that can be prescribed by physicians, but the cost will be so great that not only will these families have to spend all of the money that they currently have, they will have to spend their children's fortune and their grandchildren's fortune to pay for what? 6 months, a year, 2 years of additional life and memory. The term death panels has been thrown around in the last 2 years so that I'm not even sure what it means anymore. But certainly there are government bodies, government commissions that are making, in effect, life and death decisions. And whether it's based on budget or other consideration, These decisions are not being made by patients and doctors. These decisions are being made by members of a board, members of a commission, or faceless bureaucrats. And so we have to maybe decide whether that's a good idea or not. Regardless of how it happens, we're going to continue to follow it at Human Events, and this is Neil W. McCabe. Thank you very much.